can't wait to get on the road again.
All right, everybody, here we are on the first travel vlog that we have for you here on Battlebound. Now, I've never done one of these before, y'all, so this is being shot just off the cuff. No script, just me talking. So, I was on my way to Jennings, Oklahoma, right about this time, and I was picking up my cameraman, who was my good buddy Drake. And I've known Drake since, the cosplay days, so he was real young, he's 24 years old, so a guy like him doesn't have roots, So I could ask him, hey, you want to come on this crazy 20-day road trip with me? Where most folks my age and in their 40s and whatnot couldn't just pick up and do that. So I was lucky, and he was able to do it. So that's kind of how we had him on this trip. So here we are, let's see, near Hayes, as I understand it. And I had to come here when Riley passed. This is where the funeral was. So I honestly felt that this trip taking me through Hayes just kind of was a sign. And I was just like, hey, Riles, what's up? Drake was very fascinated by these windmills, but you gotta understand, this kid's never been out of his own backyard before, so that's another big reason I wanted to take him. Here's some conversation for you.
Season 3, I decided to name every single episode something funky, something weird, because I spent the whole first season just being all prim and proper and all super, I've got to be a professional, you guys! And then after that, we got, a grand total of a couple thousand views on the entire thing. I thought to myself, I'll start getting silly in Season 2 and just making weird sketches. Just stuff I think would be funny, but on Season 3, this is the season that wasn't supposed to happen. Or at least ways I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. So now I'm just going to name every episode something funky. Why? Because I can. We're going out to Portland. We're going to do Portland, the dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. Because that's going to be the old school. That's going to be, 30-25 era type stuff. And it's also going to be the season of sequels. We're going to do some sequels. See, because out in Los Angeles, this is on for Season 2, we're doing the con. That's Big Iron Brawlers 2. But we also have, in Season 2, a Batch All to Catch All. Season 3 is going to have a Batch All to Catch All 2, Batch All Harder. And Batch All to Catch All 3, Batch All of Blood Island. So we're gonna do all kinds of weird shit. I hope you're watching. Man, this wind is fucking wild, y'all. I'm in Hayes, Kansas right now. And I can't even keep cruise control on for more than 5-10 minutes at a time. So if you can't hear it, all my windows are completely rolled up. Get this Final Destination looking thing. I ain't behind it. Fuck that. So, yeah, it's just because this is Kansas. Like I say, we're almost in Hayes. There ain't nothing to stop all this wind, so I'm constantly fighting it like I'm Captain Jack Sparrow or something. Right.
This is something I really like about these kind of trips, is seeing a sunrise or a sunset. And, honestly, one of my favorite things about traveling around for this show is seeing those parts of America that you would never get to see otherwise. It's pretty nifty just to see what the different parts of the country look like. Oh god, okay, so I had Drake start filming this one because we were coming up upon one of those giant fan blades from the windmills and shit. So I was like, you gotta get this just so folks can see how big these damn things are. I was just like, well, like I said with that other truck, I don't want to be behind it. Let's see. Oh, here we are in Colorado. Now, this is the first instance I had of not really being able to get signs when I was filming, because at night the lights would reflect off of the sign when I was trying to film it, and so I ended up not getting what the sign said, which always pissed me off. I was like, God dang it. So, those things back there that you see the red lights blinking, those are for planes to not crash into the equipment out there. There's some kind of rig out there, something like that, and it's make sure that, you know, planes don't crash into it and stuff. But if you're wondering what it's like to travel with Battlebound on one of these things, I mean, just imagine what you're looking at here for, you know, several hours. And just the car engine and some tunes. Yeah, Colorado Welcome Center. Okay, man, I managed to get that one. And that's, you know, essentially just what it looks like. And here we are in one of these little side towns. When you're on these interstates, you'll be doing 90, you know, whatever you're doing, and you'll come up on a town where it's like the speed limit drops dramatically down to like 60, 50, 30, and you're like, oh shit. So this is one of those towns. Man, I had no idea where this is now. It's in Colorado, that's all I can tell you. I was so, like, I was running on 5-hour energies at that point, and oh my god. Oh shit, 307 gas. Fuck. You long for the old days, don't it? Man, you ever think there'd be a time where you'd be like, oh man, I wish gas was 307 again. Oh man. So I guess this is some refinery or something like that. Again, this is just somewhere in Colorado, and the audio from the clip wouldn't have told me what it was, so there's no way I'm going to be able to figure that out. But just another look at what things look like when you're on the road. And oh god, Wyoming. You'll notice there's not a whole lot of footage of Wyoming. There's the sign. It's because Wyoming tried to kill us. And I'll tell you that story, because this is Utah. This is just outside of Brigham City. So, god, look at that mountain. It's white on top because the sun has hit the elevation on that mountain, but it hasn't hit the valley we're in yet, so that's why it's still dark. Anyway, Wyoming tried to kill us because there was this giant snowstorm, and we had to drive through it, and there was an accident right in front of us. But we avoided it. But here we are in Idaho. Let's check out this crazy sandstorm.
Dust bowl out of fucking nowhere. Like, we're in Idaho. I didn't realize that fucking Idaho was known for the Dust Bowl. I thought that was Oklahoma. Shows you what I fucking know, I guess. Look at this shit. You see this? I ain't doing naught but fucking 55 miles an hour. Check this out. There's the brights. See how bad? Jesus. I can't even tell if it's snow or if it's dust or what, but I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's sticking to the ground. Because, I mean, it is 16 degrees out, according to my dash. And I was looking at the map earlier, and now we got this big straightaway. But so I shouldn't, in theory, run into any trouble. But, fuck, man. They'd have some big turn come out of nowhere. See, now you see those lights down there, Drake?
Yeah.
See, okay. Now at least I know, okay, well, no, that's on the other side of the road. Fuck. I can't win for fucking losing, man. You know, I hope that when we're now I'm all right. We've driven out of it. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Now we're good. Now I can speed up again. I was about to say, man, I fucking hope that while we're driving home through Arizona and New Mexico, that I ain't got to deal with any more of this shit. Because I fucking had it. Every time I drive out to California, it's got to be something. There's some fucking bullshit in it, you know. And for what? Going to get in and out, you know? Alright. We made it.
We made it.
Jerry, you can stop. Gee, I don't think we were out of this shit for more than fucking 2 minutes. And what is it you said? Will somebody please stop playing Darude Sandstorm? It looks like I'm driving straight into a fucking wall. Like, I can't see shit. There's some lights, but I know it's on the other side of the road, so there's a fucking exit. I didn't even have any idea that it was there. The only way I have any idea where the fuck I'm going anymore is the fact that I got maps pulled up on my phone. Man, what the fuck?
So here we are in Portland, and coming to Portland was very important to me because one of my best friends in the entire world lives here. I've known him since I was probably almost 13 years old, about 13, and the last time I saw him was several years ago on an unrelated trip. So this is the first time that I have seen him in several years, and prior to that, I hadn't ever been able to, you know, connect with them.
Let's see, does that work? Try not to be so obvious about it. What? Sorry, this fucking white
Some
sober
people
bitch.
asleep here.
We know. But yeah, just before that, I hadn't seen him for, God, I feel like 10 or more years. So, you know, we've only seen one another a handful of times ever since each of us moved to different locations. But we went to school together, and God, we've been playing BattleTech forever. And, you know, he doesn't get to play that often anymore, but I was just like, look, you got to understand, you are like my best friend in the whole wide world. Like, I would give you a kidney tomorrow if that's what it took to make you, you know, keep living. I want to have you on this show. Like, I can't not have you on this show. You have to play a game with me, even if I have to do all the work. That's fine. And you know, eventually we came to an agreement, and so I was like, yes, I get to go hang out with my best friend in the whole world. We play some BattleTech. So here we are at a store called Guardian Games. It's a pretty spacious store. That spot right there is usually where they have their open gaming, but because of COVID and everything like that, let's see. This is Red Castle Games. What a neat little store that was. You know, and there's several little game shops like this all over Portland. I mean, I was, you know, kind of getting the 10-cent tour here of all the different spots. And, man, you know, this shop was really super neat. None of them had BattleTech. So, I mean, I couldn't claim, you know, a victory there. But this store really had that feel of people who were legit nerds, legit gamers, who loved this kind of stuff running the shop. Because, you know, the people were super friendly. They did have an open gaming area, which is off to my left here. As I'm walking around, maybe we'll get to see it. It was right behind that little wall there. And they had all kinds of cool stuff. So, I mean, Red Castle Games did me well. Just kind of wandering around here. Ooh, the stock room. Let's see, Tuck. Can we get the open gaming area, or are we just gonna... I can't remember anywhere that I walked in this store. I just remember being in it. And I remember that, you know, there was a bunch of cool stuff. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great white north.
Hey, Jose. Yeah, what? Yeah, listen to this what's coming. You know what it is? What? It's a drum solo.
Okay, everyone, like, this is me on the drums.
Oh, get out. It is not. You're not.
So.
Stop lying, will you?
Take off, eh?
Oh. Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great...
Y'all, I honestly just feel like they had everything but BattleTech at this point. Just going back through this, and I'm just like, yeah, it just feels like there's everything except that. God, this store just keeps going, doesn't it? And I guess that's a little cafe over there. Boy, this was huge. And that's the thing, there wasn't any small shops. They were all massive. This one had a real small shop feel to it. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't remember what this building is, but I literally only took this video to make a sketch with later as kind of like an establishing shot or something like that, maybe for Drunk BattleTech history. Because it just had that Indiana Jones, like, Barnett College look to it. And I was just like, oh man, I can Family Guy that shit. Just use it as an establishing shot and no one will know where it came from. So I stood out here on the lawn for quite a while and made Drake wait in the car while I just got out and took these shots. Oh man. Alright, so let's see. We're driving around Portland here. And I remember looking at the cityscape such as it was, and just thinking, man, you know, it looks like something out of a sci-fi novel, but, you know, not like the super clean, you know, like futuristic sci-fi, like the dystopian ones. But, I mean, see what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's all nice and stuff in there, but, like, watch, when we get to see these buildings, you see, like, it just looks like Shadowrun or something. And It's like, you gotta take a video of this. You'll never see that again. But here we are driving down some random street. I did like the way that the city was set up, and it did have a lot of cool buildings and stuff like that. And the food, oh, y'all, they had this pizza joint we went to. Man, it was dope. I didn't take any video of it, and I can't remember the name of it now, but suffice it to say they have some real good food in Portland. Now, here we are. This is Cloud Cap Games, and I want to tell y'all a story about these people. When I got there to the city of Portland, I had like no clue where we were going to be playing this game. And I asked my friend, can we play in your living room? But the lighting just wasn't right. Like, it would have taken more work to set up a game there than it would to go game somewhere else that was already prepared for this kind of thing. So we looked around, and the only place that would allow us to play in the building was this one, Cloud Cap. And I called them like the second they opened. I talked to a nice person. I think the name was Phoenix. And at first they weren't sure about whether or not we would be allowed to play in the building because they just got this big order, right? And they weren't sure that they'd have a space for us. But normally any other time would have sufficed. But, I mean, here we are on this day, and we have to do it now. So I walked in there after calling and spoke to the owner, and I was just, very soft touch with it, like, please, oh my gosh. And because, trust me, that's exactly how I was feeling inside. I was like, I need this to work. And lo and behold, this guy, gosh, just out of the kindness of his heart said, okay, we'll give you, I said, all I need is 3 hours. Just give me 3 hours. And I said, I can get this game done in that amount of time. And so they graciously just allowed me to move whatever it was that I needed to move out of my way so that I could set up the board. And they never bugged us, never once came in and was like, hey, you guys fixing to get out yet? Like, that never happened. And they were super accommodating, and they just let me, buy whatever stickers I want. I ran up a little tab before I left, and they were like, whatever you want, man, it's cool. So they were real nice about it. So Cloud Cap Games, I just want to give you a round of applause from back here behind the mic, because you guys totally killed it. And you saved my friggin' bacon. No lie. So you guys can check them out. It's them right there, Cloud Cap Games. So the outside exterior of the store was pretty neat too. It definitely had that Portland feel, This was a small game shop, which, anybody that knows me for 10 minutes knows that does my heart good. Got little googly eyes on the night here.
Take you right on the West Coast here. Holiday road.
So here we are, we're leaving Oregon. This is after the game, and I had one stop I had to make in Eugene because I was meeting a friend of Riley's out in Eugene, and I was going to drop off some ashes. And this was just the first leg of that trip. Fortunately, they just happened to be on my way, so I was able to just say, okay, well, we'll stop by after we leave Portland. It's only about 90 minutes or so. It wasn't that long of a drive, and we got there and we made the exchange and hung out for a little bit. I just had to take a shot of that city because that just looks cool. We're leaving Portland. I'm not sure what city that is, but that could still be Portland for all I know. And here we are at the Garden Valley Shopping Center in Roseburg, Oregon. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. See y'all later.
Be sure to smash our like button and subscribe to our channel.
Crowdfunding is when lots of people give you small amounts of money to help your passion project come to life.